Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video. And today I'm playing a really spicy deck. It's a Yorion list that has Barrowgoyfs, even has a couple of copies of Doomsday. But before I go any further into the list, I just wanted to shout out the members of my channel, especially recently joining member Yamada Taro. So I'm very, very grateful for the support that you guys give, you and D. And if anyone wants to support the running of the channel, you can join as a member on YouTube. Um, and yeah, so having said that, let's have a look at this list. So this is a Yorion 4-color deck. What does it not contain? It doesn't contain any Up the Beanstalks, and therefore also no leyline bindings, none of that. It has a little bit of everything, but the threats are 4 Orcish Bowmasters, 3 Barrowgoyfs, 4 Uro, and that's pretty much it. And then it has the Doomsday sort of eject button where we can win on the spot once the game is sort of poised, like plus Teferi end of turn Doomsday untap win is pretty nice, because sometimes these decks do tend to sort of stall a little bit and have a hard time closing games. I'm concerned about Eldrazi. I'm concerned about sowing Myco spawn for this league, and that's probably my biggest concern. I'm also somewhat concerned about fast combo. So we have some null rods for, like, if there are Mystic Forge type decks still around. I'm not really sure. 3 Harbinger of the Seas, 3 Consigned Memory feel like pretty clutch to have a chance versus Eldrazi. And then, yeah, just some cards to shore things up. I'm a little bit unsure about the Endurances. Having only 8 main deck green cards seems like it's probably correct for them to be something else, but I'm not really sure what. Maybe they could be Grafdigger's Cages, and then we just accept that we board out, or yeah, that we board out Uro versus the graveyard matchups, but I'm not sure. All right, so having said that, let's jump into a league. All right, so for the first 2 matches, this is going to be replays. I'm going to try and do my best to talk through them, because this actually started with me just kind of goofing around with this list, and I joined the league, and the first 2 matches were just like a lot of fun, so I decided to run the whole league, and I wanted to do a recording. So let's do the replay here. I'm on the draw, and we have to show Yorion, of course, and we get this hand, which is pretty good. I'm going to keep that. Up against Volcanic Island. So what is this? Volcanic Island Ponder. So immediately this could be Sneak and Show, or it could be like, I don't know, like Rug Delver, or Is it Delver, or even Grixis Delver. We have a lot of basics, so it's nice if it is like against a tempo deck. And here I decide not to play out the Abundant Growth, because I want the Abundant Growth to be put on my Snow-Covered Swamp. Because with Uro, having just a Snow-Covered Swamp in play is a little bit awkward. Here is a second Ponder, which makes me think that it is a combo deck. But then, like, that it is, like, I don't know, Sneak and Show. But now they play Undersea Sewers, so no longer thinking Show and Tell. This could be Storm. And they put a land into their graveyard. So if it is Storm, then at least I have the Force of Will. Alright, so fetching basic forest here to put on the aforementioned Abundant Growth, which draws us into Drown in the Lock. So if we get another turn, that's okay. So I'm pondering here to find like another Force of Will or something. We had 2 lands and a Prismatic Ending, and we do not shuffle. That's interesting. I guess like getting more lands and the Prismatic Ending means if it is a creature deck, I have some rules ball. Okay, but here we see Narset, so that kind of makes me think it's like, I don't know, like Grixis control here, and they don't. I forced the Narset, and luckily for me, they can't force back. I guess I could have let them have it, and then I could prismatic ending it, but here I would rather like cast one of my 3 drops. I'm casting Teferi, and Teferi resolves, and I do decide to plus him in case they have like Bowmasters. I would like him to not get like just instantly smoked here. Let's see. Sheoldred's Edict, which is a bummer, so he never even really drew a card. And then they actually cast Baleful Strix. So you know, Legacy is healing when Baleful Strix is playable. We draw more lands meanwhile, and I just surveil. And I surveil an Uro into the graveyard, which is where you want Uro generally speaking, but seeing as I also have Uro in hand, I don't know, would have preferred for it to be a good card that I could draw. So, cast second Uro, we draw Plow, and we have a land to put in, so that's good. We pass. Here come the caw-caw. Baleful Beats. In combat, they want to do something here. Oh, so it's Kaito, I remember this. So they ninjutsu in the Kaito, which is pretty interesting. So Kaito has hexproof when he gets ninjutsu'd in. During your turn, as long as Kaito has one or more loyalty counters on him, he's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. So during their turn, he's a creature, but he has hexproof, so I can't plow him. So yeah, this is getting like really grindy, and they connect. And here comes another Strix, but that does mean we get to untap and like escape Uro, which is pretty nice. And I draw another Teferi, which is also not the worst. Okay, here comes Uro, and Uro draws me Abundant Growth, and I decide to cash that in right away and put that on another island here, or another basic land, and I draw Bowmasters, and we pass. Here they brainstorm, and they put a stun or 2 stun counters on Uro, so he's sort of out for a bit. Here come the beats. I take 4. We draw Doomsday. There we go, but I don't think Doomsday is for right now. And they have Bowmasters, but then we also will have Bowmasters, so it's interesting. So Bowmasters is in, Teferi on the stack. They're doing more stuff. Another Bowmasters, okay. So we get pinged, I plus Teferi, and I pass. And here Kaito attacks alongside the Orc army, and everything, it would appear, is attacking, yeah. But only, so Kaito is attacking Teferi, as is Orc army and just Orc army. So Orc army and Kaito are attacking Teferi. Then I cast my Bowmasters. I kill one of their Bowmasters, and let's see here, I chump Kaito with the Orc army, and now I get to untap with all sorts of removal here, but they have Lightning Bolt for my Bowmasters and a Lightning Bolt for the Teferi, so double bolt clears out my strong force here. Okay, and I'm at 12 as well, so it's not nothing here. I draw another Bowmaster, so that's kind of nice. I decide to take out Kaito as a Planeswalker with Prismatic Ending, and then pass the turn. Unfortunately, I can't plow now due to the way I tap my lands. Waterlogged Teachings. So this is just instant Demonic Tutor for 4 mana. Oh no, that's not true, because it only gets instant cards. Okay. And they get Sheoldred's Edict. Okay. So they edict away Uro, and they pass after having attacked me down to 8. And then they cling to dust. Holy moly, what just happened there? My computer kind of lagged out there. Yeah, they clung to dust, targeting Uro. And let's see. they're flashing or escaping the cling to dust, I believe, to take my other arrow. So we're kind of like running out of stuff here. And it's not like I even get any value from flashing in the bowmasters in response to the cling because it's a creature, so they're not drawing a card. Okay, so here come the squad. Here comes the squad, and let's see. I flash in my bowmasters and target their bowmasters. They have Colligan's Command bringing back their bowmasters, but I'm gonna drown that in the lock and counter it. That's not an exchange I am interested in them getting. So I don't chump. I go to 5. The turn is passed. And Yorion revealed. That seems like a good way to use my 5 of my 6 lands. And we draw 3 cards. We can plow. We probably have to plow now because, like, if I don't plow and the last card in their hand is a lightning bolt, then it's or at least chump or plow. They attack. I decide to chump block the army. I go to 4, which is crucially not 3, and they pass the turn. And I'm gonna play Teferi here. See what they have to say about that. They have 2 cards in hand. This is such a grindy game. Teferi's in. I plus Teferi. I was gonna say I probably bounced the Orc army, but guess not. So my plan is to cast Doomsday, I guess. But not if they can put me to 3. Or rather to 1, then I obviously can't. So I have to not take all this damage. I find another Bowmasters, an Uro, which can gain me life, which is nice. And so, let's see. I flash in my Bowmasters, kill the bird, and then I think get in front of the Orc army with my army, my smaller army. I remain at 4, so that's like really a priority because they've had something in their hand for a while. There's a Snapcaster Mage. So Snapcaster Mage gets Lightning Bolt. No, it gets Colligan's Command. So I tantalizingly, I think, remain unable to win with Doomsday here. Oh yeah, okay. Because they get back their Bowmasters. Kill mine. Wow, this is such a slog. Okay, I killed their Bowmasters with my plow, and then I draw Uro, and now I can Uro game. But I think I have to do it all in one go because they have Cling to Dust at the ready. So Uro then dies. It gives me some respite, back up to 6 life, and then I escape him, so I'm up to 9. And so I even draw a plow. That's very, very nice. I bounce the Orc army and I pass, suddenly in a pretty good spot. So this game really swung pretty heavily. They attack, I block, and then they have Colligan's Command to kill my Teferi, but I cast Brainstorm, Hail Mary style, don't find Force of Will, so they're getting their Snapcaster Mage back, and Teferi is dead. But I still have Uro, which is a pretty commanding card here. So Uro attacks, we can put in a land, and I decide to cast Brainstorm here. No, Ponder. And I draw the Mystic Sanctuary and put back Yorion revealed, which then they Cling to Dust. So, Mystic Sanctuary is just a fancy basic island, and I put Yorion in my hand and pass. Oh no, never mind. There is a Brainstorm, okay. And a Thassa's Oracle, so we can put those away. And yeah, the clock is an ever-present problem When playing this type of deck, you really have to manage it. So they have Barrowgoyf now. Thankfully, we have a plow, which we use immediately, and Barrowgoyf is gone. I'm really happy they weren't able to force of will that. Meanwhile, I dirtle around with some abundant growths here, and I attack with Uro. You could make an argument for me to cast Doomsday by now, I think, but I'm also just in a pretty decent spot, and I'm about to cast, I think, Yorion here and Ancestral Recall. Yeah, and Yorion prompts the concession, so that was a almighty slog, almighty grind for game number 1. So for the sideboard, I decided to bring in a Flusterstorm and hang on, this can't be right. Oh yeah, hang on. I boarded in Flusterstorm and Hydroblast and the 2 Endurances, and I boarded out 1 copy of Doomsday, the 2 Force of Negations, and a Lauren Revealed. And I decide to keep this somewhat awkward looking hand, but with white removal, which is nice. No blue card to match with the Force of Will. Meanwhile, opponent shuffles on their Ponder, and we immediately draw another Force, so that's kind of nice. And I fetch Hedge Maze, and we didn't get to see what it was, but I decided to leave the card on top of my deck, so we'll see momentarily, and it was a Ponder, which I decided to cast. While there's no risk of Bowmasters here, I think I like that Flusterstorm, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, that does seem decent enough. I also don't mind drawing a 4th land, or even a 5th land for that matter, but if I have to fluster now, then yeah. And they find a card they like with their Surveil land, and they cast a Ponder, so very similar turns. And they're passing. And I just draw a land, and play my basic island and pass. And they play that land, which has water, what is it, Waterlock Teachings on the back of it. Yeah. So just a tapped blue-black dual land that can't be fetched. I decided to draw the 5th land as well. And I just pass back here. I don't know if maybe I'm supposed to put... No, I guess I'm not supposed to put Yorion in my hand. I would have to go to discard, so that doesn't make sense. Bowmasters. And I plow the Bowmasters. Getting Scrubland. Bowmasters is gone. So they attack for 1 and play a Baleful Strix, which is nice for them. More lands, meanwhile, and I think I deploy the 1 ring here. And they Spell Pierce it. I Flusterstorm. They have, what's this? Yeah, they have, oh, Bowmasters. Numero dos. Okay. I allow that to enter play. I guess I could have Forests here. Their army gets bigger, but I can Prismatic ending the Bowmasters next turn, which is what I am going to do immediately. So that's gone. And I decide to Ponder here. Drown on the Lock, Lauren Revealed, and another ring. And I decide that I like the Drown, I guess. And then I draw some cards, but only lands, unfortunately. So now they do have 4 power on the board, and now they have Nimble Obstructionist, which I guess I kind of feel like I have to force. And I think I mistapped here, leaving myself with no black mana to cast Drown in the Lock, which is no bueno. So they have a red Elemental Blast, and now they have like 7 power. I'm at 4, and then I have 2 more damage coming from the 1 ring. So if they have like they had Price of Progress. Ha, yeah, hell yeah. All right, so game number 3. So for game number 3, I boarded back in the 2nd copy of Doomsday. I was, I think, pretty worried about the clock. And instead I removed a copy of of Euro, which also just seems a little bit weak to the Cling to Dusts that they're playing. So the clock is fairly even here, 8 minutes each, but I do worry. So I keep this hand. It plays magic. So play the Floated Strand. There's Tamiyo. Okay. I decide to plow Tamiyo, even though they do have a lot of like good plow targets. But yeah. And here comes Baleful Strix, slipping underneath the Orcish Bowmasters in my hand. And here I fetch Undercity Sewers, and I put Endurance on the bottom. And take my draw, and I'm gonna try and deploy Teferi here, which I plus. It's like bouncing a Baleful Strix is not the greatest feeling in the world. Meanwhile, they are sort of tapped out here. They have 2 Strix, but I'm going to be able to resolve my Bowmasters unimpeded next turn, which is nice. I could also just try and win with Doomsday. And it looks like that is what I'm trying to do here. But it is awkward because I can't really, if I fetch Prismatic Vista for basic swamp, then I can't really, I guess I could. I don't think I saw that at the time because I'm struggling then to have blue mana, but I could have put an Abundant Growth as the top card and then bounce nothing with Teferi, draw growth, sort of put growth on the scrubland and then draw the Oracle. But I kind of didn't see that. And here they surgical as well. Oh, wow. Getting rid of my plows aggressively. So they know the Doomsday is there. And yeah, I fetch here and decide to play the Bowmasters and not the Doomsday. So giving up on the Doomsday for the time being. This saves my Teferi from like a lightning bolt killing him right now. And they have a Barrowgoyf. Okay. Very interesting. I cast Ponder end of turn. And I don't shuffle. I take the Hedge Maze. And there's an Abundant Growth. Hedge Maze comes in, surveils away the Bayou. And I think I'm a little bit sort of panicky here on the time, so I pass to my second main. I still need to like plus Teferi and probably put Abundant Growth onto basic swamp here. Yeah. Another Bowmasters. Alright, so right now we chump the Barrowgoyf. And here comes Narset, which I decide to brainstorm in response, again giving up on the Doomsday. Hitting the One Ring, Endurance, and Prismatic Ending, and gonna draw the Prismatic Ending shortly. And they decide to Shouldered's Edict away my Teferi. I decide to make sure I can resolve Bowmasters while they can't counter. So, again, like really a slog here. I put the One Ring into play, and I put lethal damage on Narset, and then I draw with my ring and get the Endurance. So they start casting cantrips here, which is going to cost them their Strix, and they shuffle on the Ponder. And here I go ahead and Prismatic Ending their Barrowgoyf, which just resolves. And I decide to attack. My Orc army is now a mighty 5/5. So suddenly it's a pretty fast clock. End of turn, they Cling to Dust my Teferi. Draw a card, take 2. These Bowmasters just really putting in a shift. And I can, end of turn, flash in the Endurance, but no need because they concede. So that's pretty sweet. Off to winning start here in round number 1. And let's go for round number 2. All right, for round number 2 on the draw, and yeah, pretty nice hand. We can Force of Negation something and have the Abundant Growth here. And they are mulliganing to 5 and playing Agadim, the under whatever it is. So this is oops all spells. And there's a Dark Ritual, and I pretty much feel like I have to force of negation this. This Dark Ritual, the chance that they don't have like a Spirit Guide plus their creature in hand is pretty slim. So Dark Ritual is countered, which is not a great exchange, but they are on all to 5. So, and I again want to have this abundant growth on my basic swamp here, which, as it turns out, they just had the ability to go again. So there's the Balustrade Spy, and I lose. Yeah, I let them just show me the deck. They had the things, you'd expect. Yeah, the Poxwalkers, Memory's Journey, all this stuff. So we do get to bring stuff in from the sideboard. We have the Consign to Memories and the Flusterstorm and the graveyard stuff, the Endurances and Fairy Macabres. And I just board out like Plows and Doomsdays and Teferis. Teferi's not useless because it stacks up pretty well against Pact of Negation, but I don't envision that coming up that often. And I decide to keep this hand since I'm on the play, so I can like lead with keeping up Flusterstorm or Consign to Memory. Meanwhile, I put them all against the 6. The Hedge Maze is a little bit awkward because it means I can't, like on turn 2, have double blue, which I really want. So Fellmire, and they shock it in. There's a Lotus Petal and a Cabal Ritual. So now I have to decide if I'm gonna like fluster that or save it for the Consign. But having like no replicate mana, I feel like Flusterstorm is safer because it beats Pact of Negation. So, and the chances that they are able to like win, go over the top of this is very they're very small. And I get lucky and I draw another like an untapped blue source. So now I have double Consign, which I guess like Consign with replicate is also sort of the same as double Consign. But what I decide to do here, as you'll see, is not replicate because I want to lure out a Pact of Negation. So here I consign this trigger, and they actually do have the Pact here, so I let the Pact resolve, and then accept that I'm going to lose to a second Pact, but otherwise they're going to lose. And they didn't have the second Pact, so sweet. Alright, game number 3 coming up. Alright, I didn't change anything for this sideboard. And this is obviously not a keepable hand, neither is that, so we go down to 5 cards. And, yeah, this is really not good. 1 force, they kept 7. I am not feeling too good about this. So they shock in the Fellmire. They Dark Ritual, so it's go time. Here's a Petal. There's a second Dark Ritual, which is very interesting. And I guess it's... No, I don't understand the second Dark Ritual, but there's probably a reason for it. So obviously I have to force here. I pitched the Brainstorm because I value having the Lorne revealed, and so force happens, so no Pact of Negation, and they're just passing. So they just kind of burned an extra Dark Ritual. Here I decide to play the Hedge Maze that I just drew and get rid of the polluted delta. I'm still feeling very, very vulnerable, obviously. But they just pass the turn here. And so I put in Misty Rainforest. I can fetch another Undercities, like another Surveil land. They have another land, but thankfully it comes into play tapped. It's like, okay, phew. That's sort of a pretty big Q. If it comes in untapped, they're good. And we Surveil a Flooded Strand into the graveyard. And now we get to play a mighty Barrowgoyf, I think. No, I decide to brainstorm instead, I guess, looking for interaction. I find Null Rod, which is like okay. That's like stone raining them, and also shutting off future Lotus Petals. And then I'm hiding the Barrowgoyf. Like the Orcish Bowmasters doesn't really do a lot in this matchup. So I'm gonna play the Barrowgoyf. It's a 3/4, so I mean it's nothing to sneeze at. And they're just passing. And here comes the big Bow Daddy or Barrow Daddy. And I cycle the Lore Revealed before damage to have another card type in the graveyard, which I'm a little bit conflicted about because we could almost hardcast it. But let's see. We draw, or we mill 4 cards and hit Bowmasters plus Endurance. I'm guessing I'm taking Endurance here, yeah. Alright, suddenly looking on the up here. And meanwhile, opponent is just passing once more. So we can flash in the Bowmasters for the extra beats here. Okay, we draw yet another Bowmasters, which I don't think there's a reason not to play, because we can like still hardcast the Endurance. I guess it doesn't change the clock very much. So, okay, yeah, I decided not to do that. I mill 4 cards, I whiff, and it's their turn. They have to beat Endurance, and they have to do it right now. Here's Cabal Ritual, okay. And here's the Balustrade Spy. So if they have Pact of Negation, they get to win. They target themselves. They reveal Progenitus. Okay. So with the Narcomoeba trigger on the stack, I decide to cast my Endurance. So Endurance comes into play. Their entire graveyard gets tucked underneath the deck, which means they're going to be drawing Progenitus, because that would be the top card of the deck, but they concede. So against all odds, I feel like I got away with that in game 3 with the 5-card mulligan. Yeah, a lot of things had to go right there. All right, on to round number 3. All right, on the play for round number 3 here, back with a live recording. So let's see how we do. And yeah, let's go ahead and keep this hand. If nothing else, we have the ability to plow and force and present a turn 2 Bowmasters. That seems kind of okay. Opponent mullioning down to 6. Ooh, down to 5. Alright, they found 5. I'm just gonna float the Misty Rainforest here and see how we go. And I don't think I can fetch a Surveil land here because that's Mox Diamond, okay. We can Prismatic Ending that. Schadenport, okay. Alright, so I'm just not gonna fetch her and take my draw step. I would love to find land. Okay, I'll take a Ponder. Alright, so I'm gonna fetch Tundra here, I believe. So they can't take me off blue. And then I'm gonna Prismatic Ending the Mox Diamond. If they crop rotate here, I'm gonna leave them with no mana or no permanents in play. But it looks like they're like tapping my land, I guess. No, they do crop rotate. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. I'm gonna pitch Uro because I think I need this Ponder to develop here. Okay, so they have. That was a very, very hard hit on them. Yeah, I guess I will. I don't know, this isn't great, but I think I will accept this. Although, should I? Like, it seems kind of doubtful that Teferi is look, Bowmasters is going to go coast to coast. I think I'm actually going to shuffle these. I can't take the Force because I don't have a blue card. And we get a land here, so that was good. Happy about that. And that can get Meticulous Archive if nothing else changes here. Alright, so they have a land. That's good for them. This isn't also, it's not really a matchup where Bowmasters is going to excel. Uro seems good here. They could crop rotate again for Bajuka Bog. I think I'm just gonna cast the Uro and not fetch here and save my fetch land. Love to hit more lands here. I don't, but Lore Revealed is kind of a land, so. Alright. They also have Karakas in the graveyard. Okay, there's a Saga. Life from the Loam here would be kind of annoying. Okay, they're passing. Any land here gets me Uro. Okay, so I'm gonna tap this forest for green before they can like crop rotate it away. Their Yavimaya. Alright, so I think I'm gonna get probably Tropical Island here. It leaves me with only one black source currently, but yeah, we'll see. So here comes Uro. I don't know how confident I can be in that Uro sort of going coast to coast here. We draw Thassa's Oracle. Okay. Well, let's pass. And this is about also managing the clock. So while me just yielding completely does kind of give away that I don't have Force of Will, I think it might be important. Okay. Ancient Tomb was a big draw for them. Now they have a lot of mana, and they can start pooping out constructs here. Plow is not the worst, I guess. Alright, I'm going to start with the attack. A land off the top here lets me cast Yorion Revealed. One ring, that's also pretty good. I guess I'll play that. If they have Pithing Needle though, then they can needle the One Ring, which would be a little bit annoying. Okay, I'm gonna just float the ring here, and I'm not gonna activate it until they show me what they are getting with their Urza Saga search. If we force them to get Pithing Needle, then that's an expedition map they're not getting. That's like, I don't know what else they might get that would be relevant, but yeah. They do make a dude here. They're down to 14. I don't feel like this at all is won yet. I think there are, like, if they can get, well, I mean, the plows do kind of shore up against Meritlage, but that would also, like, prolong the game unfeasibly for us. And I do worry about them getting to Caracas here. Alright, let's see. What's the search? It is Pithing Needle. Okay. And then another Saga. Yeah, that was sort of the concern, I guess. And Sphere. Okay. Alright. Well, let's see here. What we draw. Wouldn't mind drawing Force of Will. I also don't mind a land. Alright, so let's attack here. I'm really hoping for the double block. I'm not expecting to get it. Rainstorm, okay. I do get it. Okay, so I'm gonna plow one of them. So that clears out both, but they gain a bunch of life. And I guess I'll pass. Maze of Ith, that's gross. I think I'm gonna flash in the Bowmasters now, just to spend my mana well, and but now we do kind of need, like, another prismatic ending to bounce or to kill the Pithing Needle would be nice. Teferi would be nice. Another land. Okay. I could draw 3 here. I guess I'll attack first. And I am just going to send the Uro. No sense in attacking into their token, which is going to be a 3/3 upon arrival. Okay. Uro is untapped and deals no combat damage. Another Bowmasters. So I think I am going to cast the Lorien heal here. It means I won't be able to like draw, or like if I draw Force of Will, I won't have it up next turn. Yep. All right, here comes a friend. Friendo. And they're just floating mana with this search trigger on the stack, so not interested in making another construct. What was that? Ghost Vacuum. Okay. And some creature I'm not too familiar with, but I think I'm going to plow that on my next turn. They get to look at the top 5 cards and put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Okay, so they're out of sagas for the time being. And I do have Uro or Yorion hanging out over there. I'm going to kill the thing now because I think if they target my Uro with their maze, they get another trigger out of it. Let's just attack here. Ooh, Barrowgoyf. That was very good. Potentially, anyways. The Ghost Vacuum is a little bit annoying. Because they can control graveyards. But I still think Barrowgoyf is pretty interesting here. I'd be curious if anyone else can weigh in on this. I feel like performance off of on Magic Online has just like really gone poor. Okay. Lately, like I feel like the client is just very laggy. Okay, so they played Shadow Spear. They also played Tabernacle. I'm gonna go ahead and get I guess, a scrub land here. And then I'm going to plow their one creature that they're trying to equip this onto. And now it's a race. They're hellbent. And I am at, even though they can like Mazavith the Uro. It's still looking okay here. Oh my god, all these triggers. I'm gonna pay for all of them, all the creatures. But like I don't know, this is really problematic. My computer is just having such a hard time handling Magic Online, even though I just switched it on and I just booted up the game. I haven't been playing for a while, which usually can be a problem. It's not easy. All right, I think I'm going to give myself a chance to draw Force of Will off of this Uro, and that at the cost of 1 damage from the Orc army. That would be 1 bigger if I flashed in the Bowmasters right now. All right, they maze it. I hit another land. Right, then I can actually cast this on the up. Yeah, on the up and up here before the damage is dealt. Oh, and what they actually mazed the Barrowgoyf to not give me the trigger. Okay. All right, they're at 9. And they are just drawing from the top of their deck. And they concede. All right, cool. All right. If my... This is... Oh, man. This is so stressful. Like, it would be better if my computer wasn't also, like... because I don't know how much of that, about the problems I'm having is about the MTGO client, how much it's my computer. But it is, like, really frustrating. Okay, so I'm gonna board in Harbinger, and I don't know. I'm really having doubts about these endurances because I have so few green cards. But might still be worth it. And I think maybe that's it as far as cards coming in go. I'm going to keep in the Doomsdays because they actually give me a shot at like beating the clock problem. I think I can do without the Bowmasters, and then I can do without, I don't know, maybe it's like one Teferi. I don't think I can see Flusterstorm being nice at countering exactly crop rotation, but that's probably not reason enough. All right, I'm going to try this. 3 Harbingers, 2 Endurances, and then bring out the 4 Bowmasters and 1 Teferi. Maybe the One Ring, like maybe I should have boarded at 1 copy of the One Ring over 1 copy of Teferi. But just to finish my thought, like it really stresses me out playing these types of decks on Magic Online. I know I could just choose not to, but like I am also like weirdly fascinated by them, which is why I also like playing them. I think they're cool, but okay. Yeah, this is a mulligan. Oh no, lands again. Yikes. Okay, let's keep this. And I think we get rid of Bayou and the other land here, and then we can actually make a beeline for Doomsday here if we feel like it. They just start off with a lush portico. So they're certainly not going to be expecting Doomsday out of this deck. The problem is they might still have something like Endurance because we're an Uro deck. So we have to be mindful of that. There's an Urza's Saga. Okay. And I guess I think I don't fetch any surveillance here. Yeah, I think I'd rather play around Wasteland for as long as possible. And the thing is, we can get like 2 basic islands and a basic plains or whatever out of these lands because of the Urborg. More lands. I'm not loving that many lands, but could be worse, I guess. Disruptor Flute. Can this name lands? Card name. Okay, so I think I have to fetch here to not have them name anything here. So what do I get? I probably get like basic island and basic plains. Right. See, they probably name like Source the Plowshares or yeah, okay, Source the Plowshares. So what's the plan here? Because I think like so if I cast Doomsday, I'll be at 9. They will have they'll make a 2/2. They'll untap. They'll make another construct. Both will be 3/3s, and then they'll grab something that's an artifact. So it'll be a 4/4. So I will be taking a non-trivial like amount of damage. And then like I think I still have to do this. Sort of with the cards I have here. Okay, so we need the Oracle, and then I think it becomes a question of like, do we want the ring to bot to like time walk? Excuse me, because if I do take a ring here, then I immediately I think just lose to a wasteland. Like if ring is what I'm going to be drawing, so I can take it to fairy, and then I can put in like a tundra to fetch. And then if nothing else happens, I can at least like play the fairy, bounce one of the constructs, and then if they don't wasteland me, I can also prismatic ending the other construct. Um, it's also a question of like, do they get Pithing Needle and know to name Teferi? They might see the 3 rings and deduce I'm playing 4. I don't know. Oh, this is hard. We probably need another land to fetch. Mm, like maybe another basic island. And where does that leave us then? So that's 1, 2, 3. Basic island, Teferi, Thassa, Tundra. So I guess maybe a Ponder as the last card. Because we're going to be shuffling most likely. Okay, I'm going to try this. There are a million ways this goes to shit, but all right. So let's get the 2 lands on the bottom, and then I will draw Teferi. So they are making a friend, and they're doing it. I guess they would have to. They don't have I guess they have an Urborg. There's Urborg in play, so they could have done this without taking damage. So I'm guessing they're leaving this up for crop rotation. No, okay, okay. So they just have right now a friendly little 2/3 or 2/2, which is, I guess, about to grow in size. Okay, they got an expedition map. We can probably assume they're going to get a wasteland here. Okay, Ghost Quarter, sure. Do I fetch? I'm gonna choose to not fetch here because I want to draw the Teferi. And I could ensure that I draw the Thassa here, but I think I would rather fetch out the basic island. Alright, so we bounce their construct. And now we're either, like next turn, we're either going to draw the Thassa or the Ponder. Let's see. What do they have here? Yep, and that lost us the game. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. Because I can't ever get to 2 islands here when they can Ghost Quarter me every game. Okay. Is there any way around this? I don't think so. Let's just concede. Yeah, like potentially if when we drew off the Teferi, if we were to draw either Ponder or Thassa, so leaving Tundra in the deck, we could have floated like a flooded strand and then played the tropical island, but that's just not how it went. Okay, and now I have 10 minutes to win game 3. So, well, we put up I think a heroic attempt here in the face of a mold of 5. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Let's keep. So what I'm gonna do here is float the delta, probably get basic island, and then search with Lorne Revealed for a tropical island, and then next turn I will play tropical island and put up Undergrowth on my basic island. And yeah, they've shown us that they're a Ghost Quarter deck, but I mean, it is what it is. Oh, and now they mold to 5 again. That's been the match of the mulligans to 5. There's a wasteland and an expedition map. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. So I can get the basic island here, do my thing, and then I can, with the white mana, I can tap my basic island for next turn. I can prismatic ending the expedition map. Yeah, so the thing is, we do kind of need to hit some lands here. That's not a land. So I'm gonna like prismatically end that expedition map, and hopefully that's gonna be a problem for them. And the Harbinger is interesting. Okay, or is this Saga? Okay. I wonder if they wasteland me here. No, but they play a Sphere Resistance. I'm gonna snap off Force of Will here. And if I top deck a land now, I think the game is over to the Harbinger, but we'll see. Come Come on, land. Land, land, land. Not a land. That's a shame. Okay, brainstorm. Looking for lands. We do find them. Let's put away Barrowgoyf and I guess Uro. And then I'm going to play the Pluto Delta here and hope that they, again, tap out for something here. Boseiju who endures. Exploration. Yeah, okay. Hopefully this won't matter once our Harbinger is in. Alright, I'm going to fetch basic swamp here. And cycle the Yorion revealed. Let's get Tundra, I guess. No, I was going to get the basic swamp. Ah, screw that. Okay, yeah, I just fucked up. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I was going to get the basic swamp and then cycle the Yorion reveal to get Tundra. I guess let's get another basic island. Just make Wasteland worse. They're going to port me now, so I'm not going to be able to make the play that I wanted to make. Yeah, whatever. Tap. Do your thing. Okay. So now I have to hope to not get completely screwed on this one turn here, because if I have to force, then it's all for naught. Okay, but they're making a friend. So they have a 1/1, and they're probably going to get Expedition Map, or I guess Ghost Vacuum. Yeah, there's Ghost Vacuum, sure. Ghost Quarter, are you kidding me? Wow, okay. I mean, I am going to take the opportunity to get a basic planes, I guess. And hopefully... Oh no, and they have their basic force, that's the last card? Oh, that's so gross. So unbelievably gross. But let's see what we can do here. Guess I'll play the Bayou. I'll represent Plow here. Okay, I mean, next turn we can get Yorion out of our hand, or out of the sideboard. Oops, I just almost passed through here. Oh, and I drew the prismatic ending. Is the prismatic ending on this worth it? I think it might be because of Barrowgoyf and Uro as draws in our deck. Okay, so we're taking Uro here and passing. And now we have Force of Will, and if I draw another blue card next turn, then I can play Yorion. I keep saying Uro when I mean Yorion. This guy. So he can't really target us, but he has reach. He puts lands on the battlefield tapped. I think this guy's okay. I think I'd rather have my own big threat here. Hedge Maze. Alright, let's play that. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I am not... It's not coming off for me today. I'm going to just play Yorion, because I think the clock is going to be against me big time here. I'm not going to choose anything, and I will just pass healing. So shields are down right now. They can cast a crop rotation if they draw it. They can cast a sphere of resistance if they want to do that. Field of the Dead, it's an island, it's fine. As long as this Harbinger of the Seas doesn't die, things are looking pretty good, I think. Alright, now Force of Will is back up. Drown in the Lock is not bad. I'm going to attack here, and we'll pass. Do I want to drown this guy in the lock? The Free Strider lookout? Probably not. It would let me attack with the Harbinger, but I want another blue card before I do that. Okay. Barrowgoyf is interesting. That is going to help and go some ways towards closing out the game, I think. Oh, but I don't have a swamp because I didn't fetch the fucking swamp. Oh my god. I can't even drown the log. Yep. That's was quite the misplay. I managed to, well, they don't appear to have much going on there on their side, so that's at least something. Another land, another island. Here we come with Yorion. And I think I play out the Flooded Strand. We don't have that much in the way of shuffling effect, so saving it for a Brainstorm to be shuffled away, I don't know. I think I'd rather just have a land in play. So the question is, if they crop rotate at some point, is that where I point my Force of Will? What could they get that I would care about? Because everything is an island except for their basic forest, right? And there's a Windswept Heath island. And they're passing it back. Okay. Uro. Uro is interesting, but also uncastable from the unescapable, I should say. But at least Uro will draw, like, cycle and draw a card here, which I think is fine. Is this a turn where they block? Nope. That means if I were to hit like a prismatic ending, then next turn I just have lethal. All right, Uro is in. We draw a Ponder. That's nice. Let's cast Ponder. Another Ponder. And I think I'm just going to pass here and I will Ponder, seeing one fresher card next turn. And then I'll also have Brainstorm if I were to shuffle with the Ponder to hit the prismatic ending. And looks like they're passing again. Oh, I should have stacked that differently. I drew the Uro. I was supposed to draw the Ponder. Or the Brainstorm, I mean. Alright. More Ponders. I think I take the Brainstorm here and I cast that. I don't know. I'm also like aware of the clock, which is like every game action I'm taking is taking me like several seconds because of all this lag happening. So let's not dilly-dally for too much longer. One more shot at finding prismatic ending. No prismatic ending, gonna shuffle. I find plow, but I mean, so that's a 3/3. I guess I might as well plow this. No, let's not. Let's just attack. I think we can push damage here and attack with both. Because they can't block the Harbinger with the Free Strider. Okay. So we pass. They are facing down lethal. And they have to make it happen with just one forest in play as their way of producing relevant mana for their strategy through a Force of Will. Okay, and they concede. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was awesome, but also very stressful. So, but we're 3-0. So let's go for round number 4. All right, on the play for round number 4. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's keep this and instantly lose to, I guess, combo. Chalice for 1 would also not exactly be ideal. Opponent's down to 6. Oh man, there's so much combo. I think maybe this was a mistake. There's a lot of combo going around. This hand would like to play against like a tempo deck all day long, especially one that doesn't have what do you call it, like a reanimator sort of package. Oh no. Okay, Eldrazi. Hmm. This is also not ideal. Eldrazi pretty much crushes control decks, and this is kind of a control deck, but we will see. I wonder if I'm supposed to. I'm probably not going to play around Wasteland here, so I'm going to fetch Hedge Maze, and then probably my Polluted Delta is going to get a scrub land. I don't think I want a second Lorien revealed. Basic Forest kind of makes me wish I had fetched Basic Plains with Flooded Strand, but oh well. I'm not sure about the like the constellation of surveillance here. I have Hedge Maze and Other City Sewers. There has been like several times where I wish I was able to fetch um, a white fetch or surveil like fetch a white surveillance. What I'm trying to say. All right, let's see here. Is this Thought Not Seer? Oh, it's a chalice. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a bummer with our two plows, but I suppose could be worse. I think I'm going to just keep the Lorne revealed. Oh, would you look at that? Okay. I think I'm going to exile the Prismatic Ending right away. I'll get Scrubland. And we'll make X equal to 1. Alright, so that's gone. So next turn we will like if they don't wasteland us, which they could very well do with Myco spawn here, then we get to play the One Ring. If they Thought Not Seer us here, I guess I just they take the ring and I plow Thought Not Seer on my next turn, and yeah, here we go. Okay. If they have a second Thought Not Seer, they can take both plows here, which would be kind of rough. I think if yeah, okay, they do take the ring. I was gonna say if they don't take the ring, I think I'm just gonna play the ring next turn. All right. Teferi is nice as well. I think I'm going to start off with plowing the Thought Nuts here. If I hit a land here, I could play Teferi as well. Another ring. Okay. Interesting. Alright, I will pass, and I think Lorne Revealed is going to get Tundra. Cavern, okay. I have 4 cards in hand. Oh, and here's green mana, so that means it's sowing Myco spawn time. That means I'm losing 2 of my lands. I think so, right? But they need 6 mana to 2, 3, 4, 5 with Ancient Tomb, and then the Ivugan reduction. Yeah, so this means they get to kick it. Here we go. So my snow-covered forest is exiled, and they get a wasteland. And they can like choose to not wasteland me and see which land I get with the Lorien. So if I get Tundra here, they can just choose to kill my Hedge Maze. But I still think that's the correct play. Okay, that was kind of them. Wasteland me out of time. But yeah, I think if they have a second sowing Marco spawn, it's pretty much over. Plus they can tutor it up, but that's at least going to take them another turn. Force of negation, huh? I mean, bouncing the Myco spawn, not really what we want to be doing here. And I'm not going to play Teferi because Teferi basically, we're not going to bounce this thing, so he can just cycle, but I don't think that's good enough. I think I would rather plow this thing probably, and then, and I'm actually going to wait here because if I'll take the 3, and I'm not going to plow it until end of turn. Because if they want to go for like a big Kozilek's command, I want to hard cast the Force of Negation. But let's see here. A whole lot worse things can happen with this setup. Oof, another wasteland. That's brutal. Okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna kill this. And I'm guessing that they are gonna. How much mana does this take? Oops. 7. Okay. So they have. Does this count as an Eldrazi effect? No, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they're some ways away from tutoring with Ayavugan. Land or cantrip? Land. Not the land I was sort of most interested in, but I suppose any port in the storm. I'm gonna put Yorion into my hand and just pass. Third wasteland, come on. Okay, yeah, there goes my green mana. Come on. Land that fetches basic plains. That might be good someday, but not right now. Okay, now they are closing in on Ugin. I have Ugin activation. Land, 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 land. Yes, please. Okay. So this is gonna fetch Tropical Island, I believe, because I don't think I can fetch anything that makes white with this polluted delta, seeing as both Tundra and Scrubland are in my graveyard. So I'm gonna get Tropical Island, and I'm gonna put Abundant Growth on my snow-covered island. Just love to draw more lands here. Guess I'll take a plow, but yep. Okay. So let's see. Next turn, Teferi can come down if I don't lose any more lands. They don't draw their last wasteland or another sowing Myco spawn. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can tutor with Ayavugan now. So I think they're gonna get Myco spawn next turn. I'm not sure what I'm hoping to draw here. Like maybe Barrowgoyf. Then they just get that thing. The Devourer, right? Is that I can't remember exactly how that works. Okay, well, I mean, we drew a land. It's not the ideal land, but it is a land. So I'm gonna play Teferi here, and probably just draw a card right away. I'm not gonna bounce the Abundant Growth, even though that's tempting. I'm just gonna draw a card. There's a Savannah. I think I'm just gonna play the Mystic Sanctuary and then like sit on my Savannah. I am expecting them to tutor Myco spawn now and then kill 2 of my lands next turn. So being able to at least play the Savannah and plow the Myco spawn is nice. But I mean, fuck, they are just gonna do that every turn. Like three turns in a row, and I'm gonna have no lands after that. Yeah, I don't think I can really like realistically beat that. In fact, I am just gonna concede. Yeah, yeah, that's just the way the cookie crumbles in this matchup. All right, we do get to bring in some interesting help out of the sideboard in the shape of what do you call it? Harbinger of the Seas and Consigned Memory. So I mean, I am gonna eagerly bring these in. So that's 6 cards. I think we can bring out the Bowmasters. I mean, is there even a place for Bowmasters in the main decks right now? There seems to be so few like fair blue decks. And the combo decks, there aren't that many like Sneak and Show and like Doomsday. There's more like Oops All spells, which doesn't really draw cards. Okay, do we want the Doomsday pivot here? I think probably not, to be honest. So I think I would rather want some kind of creature. So maybe I'll just board in an extra endurance. Alright, let's try this. Unfortunately, we don't play any ramp, so the earliest a Harbinger of the Seas can come down is turn 3. So what I'm looking for here is an early Barrowgoyf or Harbinger of the Seas. I think those are my best things. And I was even on the plane the last game, and we were just like constantly, or for a couple of turns, we were like one turn short. We just couldn't outpace them. Okay, this has the Barrowgoyf, so I'm going to keep this. And I'm going to probably fetch Basic Swamp and get like Tundra to have access to white mana and also put a sorcery in the graveyard. I could also get Undercity Sewers here. But no, I think I'd rather get the Basic Swamp. I guess Basic Swamp is pretty sad face with Uro. Alright, well there's a Brainstorm. So we can hide Barrowgoyf if there is a Thought-Knot Seer in our future. Disruptor Flute. This probably names Plowshares. Okay. Plowshares or Force of Will? I don't know. Name Teferi. Okay. A reasonable name, seeing as I played it against them last game, but not too upset about that. So curving Barrowgoyf into the One Ring is pretty enticing, but let's see if we are allowed to do that. There's a Fleshraker. That's a scary card for sure. I really want to hit Force of Will because like I'm very worried about this Barrowgoyf just getting a Kozilek's commanded. Gosh, I'm not sure what the play here is. Because, yeah, like I said, if they have Kozilek's command, they just need another land drop, and then they can, like, just cleanly destroy my Barrowgoyf. And it's a very unfavorable, like, trade for me. Alright, I'm going to hide the One Ring. And then we'll see. I'm honestly not sure what the correct play here is. How much does this cost? 3 mana. I guess I'll plow this. But I mean, I'm just postponing the problem in terms of like having the Barrowgoyf killed. Okay, and they have a Wasteland. Oh, and they even have Thought-Knots here. Okay. Well, I'm again getting completely fucked by this deck. Like, because they can Wasteland my Tundra now, so they can take the Barrowgoyf, Wasteland the Tundra. I can't play the One Ring next turn because I'm a land short. And they'll probably, I don't know, either have Kozilek's command to kill whatever creature I play, or they'll be able to go Sowing Myco Spawn. I mean, I kept okay, they take the Barrowgoyf. I kept an opening hand with no sideboard cards. Maybe that was a mistake. Are they not Wastelanding here? That's certainly an interesting choice. Probably means they have. What does it mean they have? The Myco Spawn? So they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they have a green mana next turn, they can Myco Spawn and get 2 of my lands and then get Wasteland. I guess right now I don't have a third wastable land or a second wastable land. Okay, so Ring is in. That's always something. They can't flute here because Ugin doesn't tap. Alright, let's draw a card. Abundant Growth. Gotta tell ya, I could be more excited than I am. If they somehow don't mess with my lands next turn, I can Prismatic Ending for 4. I guess I could have done that right now. That was a heads up play that they just allowed me to have. But I went for the Ring instead. Okay. Infinite Eldrazi mana. Killing my Tundra. Okay. But no green mana right now. Oops. No, I didn't mean to do that, but I guess it doesn't matter. That was kind of interesting. Okay, so let's cast the Abundant Growth targeting the snow-covered island. Or snow-covered swamp, I mean. And I don't want to give them black mana off of this Eye of Ugin. Um, let's get Scrubland, or I guess maybe it's Tropical Island so that Uro can be a thing. So we can get Uro, and then, or we can get Barrowgoyf. I think Barrowgoyf just gets Kozilek's commanded. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, yeah. But I guess that's gonna happen to either one of my creatures. Which one would I rather have that happen to? That's a good question. I think I'm gonna start off with the Uro. Okay, another Uro, and I'm not gonna put in the Urborg, like I said. All right, there was a little pause there. I wonder if they thought about um, exiling it with Kozilek's command. Okay, here comes the command. Looks like, or maybe another flute. I mean, they know about this, right? Okay, they're exiling a bunch of cards and creating a bunch of creatures that they can then use to pay for Eye of Ugin to search next turn, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so they have Ugin mana now. And now they have green mana as well. So it's over. Is that really how this is going to play out? Well, they can only clear out 2 of my lands this turn. It looks like they just have the Myco spawn. So they're going to kill my snow-covered swamp, and then they're going to wasteland my tropical island. But I can make my Urborg play and then at least cast Barrowgoyf, and then have Force of Negation to maybe be relevant at some point. Yep, you get to do the thing. So right now there is instant land and enchantment in the graveyard. So my Barrowgoyf is going to be a 3/4. And if they have a second Kozilek's command, that's so gross. That was a good draw here. Oh, but I should probably not have played it because. Oh yeah, that was dumb. I should have played the Urborg. Now I have to commit to a dual land if I want to cast the Barrowgoyf. Which I think I probably have to. Let's get Bayou. What did I miscount? Land, enchantment, and is because this is a tribal kindred. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm gonna pass here and see if they just want to like Kozilek's command this away. And they didn't, so I'm gonna exile. I'm gonna discard the Uro. And like the game is far beyond the reach of Harbinger of the Seas now because of these Eldrazi spawn tokens. They can like make colorless mana even with a Harbinger, so I'm not really sure. Like I think I somehow have to beat them in an honest race here with an like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now they only have one activation of Ugin, and it's going to cost them 2 of their tokens. But I guess that means they can do it twice, so never mind. Yeah, man, this is just too strong. This deck. What's this? 3 tap exile. Return up to 1 target historic card from your graveyard, artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. Okay. Okay, looks like they're passing here. And then that means at least I do get to get my Uro back here if I want to. But the thing is, they're gonna probably block an Eldrazi spawn, and then they're gonna sack it to activate uh, the Eye of Ugin, so I don't get the lifelink off of the Barrowgoyf attack. Okay, This is on the stack. They're thinking about things here. What do we want here? Savannah, maybe? I don't know. It has to tap for blue. So Underground Sea. Yeah. This is this is tough because I could also like draw with the One Ring, and if I do, then like I might hit the land I'm thinking about. I might hit not the land, the Harbinger of the Seas, which would maybe be my best way to not lose because it would turn off Eye of Ugin after this one activation. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna exile some of these lands so that I keep the abundant growth in the graveyard for Barrowgoyf purposes. I somehow lost a power off of Goyf, right? Didn't I? No, no, never mind. Um, yeah, I might just put in this herb org now. I can't do the whole math thing and figure out if it'll end up costing me here, getting the Eye of Ugin to tap for an actual mana. But I think I also just need as many lands in play as I can have, and maybe I'll draw right now, and I'll discard the Teferi and grow the thing. Yeah. All right. Let's do I attack here? If I attack and they get an attack back, I'm not going to attack here because they'll just make the play I described. And they're not activating their Eye of Ugin. Did I miscount? That's really interesting. Okay, I'm going to get rid of Teferi and uh, like a Brainstorm and a Ponder maybe? So hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I will get rid of another Brainstorm. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's another Ancient Tomb. Okay, so Ugin is being tapped. That was a swamp I made it into. Or are they activating it rather and they just like click the wrong thing? Okay, they're passing. Alright, so I take 4 from the ring. Okay. This is now a 6/7. Okay, so I think I attack with both. I know I didn't last turn with the Barrowgoyf, and the same is kind of true right now. But I have some options here. There's a Harbinger. So if I were to play Harbinger right now, I lose the ability to make black mana permanently. This is a 4-drop. This is a 4-drop. I can't kill anything with Drown in the Lock. Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens. They're letting me get the damage in. Okay, no. Okay, good. Okay, they're activating Eye of Ugin. Let's see what they get and if my Harbinger can somehow fuck it up. I get Devourer of Destiny, which they can just about cast with no problem here. Maybe I'm supposed to like Prismatic Ending one of these things. Alright, I think I'm actually supposed to do that. Let's fetch with Prismatic Vista. We have to remember we're taking 4 next turn, so we have to kill a couple of things here. Let's get basic Forest and basic Plains here. Yeah, I don't think I can do everything I want to do. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands in play. So I could kill both spawns and then play the Harbinger, but then they can just attack me for lethal. So I feel like I probably have to kill the Thought-Knot Seer. So let's see, white, black, green, and blue. Okay, and we get to draw a card. That's a Lauren revealed. Holy moly. Okay. And they're going to get to Devour of Destiny us next turn. And so that exiles one of these things. Do I have a play here? God almighty. Did I make my land drop? I think I did. Yeah, I played Prismatic Vista. So there's no real stopping what's coming. Okay, so I am just gonna pass. And then they'll exile probably the Barrowgoyf, I would assume. And then we'll sort of take it from there. Another Eye of Ugin. Now they have 4 cards in their graveyard. So now I can drown the Sowing Microspawn in the locked and not take the 3 damage from it. Now my concern is going to be the clock that I've sort of taken way too long. Thought-Knot Seer. And not through the cavern? Okay, I'm going to counter that. Counter target spell. Okay, so that's countered. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they still get to do the thing. Okay, so this comes in. Big beefy 6/6. It kills my Uro. Okay. Because Uro was the guaranteed life gain. Okay. So I'm going to take 3. I drop to 6. I could tap ring, go down to almost nothing, to 1 when I untap. But then if I hit another ring, then that's pretty good. And then I play Harbinger, and then we kind of take it from there. I think I would rather like have 5 extra cards than and be at 1 than not have those cards and be at 2. Okay. Endurance. These forces of negation are kind of embarrassing, and I didn't hit a ring, so I have to basically draw again. What's that? A force of will that I now am unable to cast. This has to hit ring, or I have to find ring off of like a brainstorm. Okay, there is a ring. There's plowshares. I only have 1 white source. Okay, well let's lead with this ring here, so as to not die immediately. I'll keep this new ring. Oh no, I mistapped. I should have tapped the bayou and not the snow-covered island. Fuck me. Okay, well, I think what I have to do now to not die is plow my own Barrowgoyf and play a fetch land and then play the Harbinger. Yep, that has to happen now. Yeah, that was a massive punt. I'm not even sure what's left in my deck that I can fetch. Hopefully something that makes blue mana. Yeah, there's a snow-covered island. Okay. I mean, now I actually somehow feel that it might be possible that I can win this game here, but I'm gonna not have time to win the match, unfortunately. Alright, and we'll pass, and I have to go to discard. I'll discard some of these force of negations. Okay. And a lot of other shit. I guess I'll discard Horn Revealed, Brainstorm, one of the abundant things. 4.5 minutes on the clock. I have the ring, so attacking does nothing. Gonna draw with my ring. Teferi. Consign to memory. Great. Alright, I'm gonna play Abundant Growth targeting Underground Sea. That'll give me black mana. Not that I expect to need it. But, oh yeah, I do actually need it because I want to prismatic ending this Sowing Microspawn. Tell you what, maybe I'm supposed to. No, I will. Sowing Microspawn, white, green, blue. I guess I'll make red. Yeah, my computer is just choking out on all this, this board state. And now what's my plan? I guess I'll play a second Harbinger, then I'll chump block the Devourer of Destiny. Every single passing off priority is like taking 1 to 2 seconds right now. Just because my computer can't handle this. Because Magic Online apparently is the most demanding piece of software in the world. Come on, okay. Another Cavern of Souls. Here comes something. Nope. Okay. Just not going to activate rings, save myself a couple of seconds. Okay, gonna plow the friend. I'm gonna attack here. They can Kozilek's command this Harbinger, so I can't actually just pass priority and like auto yield. Because they can make the 2 colorless off of the Eldrazi spawns. And then I'm gonna flash in Endurance, EOT. I would like morally just to get the game win, but I don't think I will. Okay, they're sacking spawns here. Fleshraker. I'm just gonna kill that or counter that. Oh, what's this? They're paying mana. Disruptor Flute. I'm just gonna cast my Endurance here and then I'm gonna pass priority. They can have their Disruptor Flute. Alright, 1 minute and 35 seconds. That, like, my opponent, the last turn cycle took like an entire minute off of my clock. Okay, let's kill this Eldrazi spawn and just attack. I apologize, I'm sort of salting out over this. It feels pretty terrible, I gotta say. Like, I'm gonna force whatever they're casting right now. And, okay, they're not casting anything, it would appear. And I mean, if I was playing regularly, I would have obviously have like prismatic ended their disruptor flutes here, and I would have played Teferi, but okay. I have 20 seconds left on the clock. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to actually cast or like get to combat, but I hope so. I guess it doesn't matter that much. Sure, you can chalice for 2 all you want. 12 seconds, 11 seconds. Come on. Get into combat. 8 seconds. This is so annoying. Come on. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it would have been nice, but I'm not going to get to it because, like, every passing of priority, yeah. There we go. Ran out of time, lost the match. Is what it is. Alright, I'm going to take a deep breath, and then I'm going to... I don't know, maybe I need to restart my MTGO client or something. But, I'm going to play the final round. Alright, cool. Okie dokie. On the play for the final round versus Larson, who I do believe was his name Joel Larson, the winner of one of the Eternal Weekends, who is a known Cephalid Breakfast gamer. I'm going to mulligan this hand because the mana doesn't really work. Okay, let's keep this. Get rid of a Ponder. Oh, did I say I was on the play? I am on the draw here. There is a Ponder. No shuffle. Flooded Strand. Alright, I'm gonna Ponder myself. Yeah, that seems good. Kind of want all these, or at least the Bowmasters and the Prismatic Ending. There's an Illusionist, okay. There's a land underneath. Do I want a 5th land? Possible, but maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna pass here. Does give them a chance to like draw another counter spell, so maybe that's wrong. Savannah. Okay. Okay, here come the beats. And if they don't make a move here, I'm gonna brainstorm it at end of turn. Okay, so there's the kill. So we have to kill the illusionist now, or they will combo off with bowmasters on the stack. Okay, let's get a scrub land. I don't have very high hopes of this resolving, but let's see. This is days. Yep. Okay, so they had the days. We lose the game, but let's just see get a look at their deck. And they even just get to Oracle us out from the hand. That's pretty sweet. Alright, I'm just gonna yield to these triggers and we will get to see their deck. Alright. Yeah, so they have sagas, they have plows, they have Nadus, they have one Teferi, but they have like 3 cards in hand and 2 cards left in the deck. I would imagine there's more than one Teferi, but I don't know. 4 Nadu. They have one each of a basic island, basic plains. I don't see a basic forest. I think bringing in harbingers on the play at least is something I'd be interested in because while they can just fetch basics and they might do that, it is a deck that is sort of greedy on the mana. It needs reliably to be able to cast both blue, white, and green spells sort of in short order. So getting duels is preferable, and the sagas also get just destroyed. But yeah, let's see. I guess Fairy Macabre, but I mean they can probably play around that. Harbingers, yeah. Flusterstorm, maybe. I don't know. What don't we want? Um, I don't have high hopes for Force of Negation connecting with anything meaningful. Uh, Uro seems a little bit underwhelming. Let's cut a couple of those. We do need stuff to kill with though. We have Bowmasters and Barrowgoyfs, now 2 Uro. I don't know. Can I afford to cut like a Lorraine Revealed? I mean, we could also board in the Endurances, but I don't think Endurance really matters versus. I mean, it could fizzle the actual Dread return, but I don't think I don't think it's gonna be good enough. Um, so I don't really feel like boarding that in. Maybe we can go down to 1 Doomsday. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, so we're on the play for game number 2, and yeah, this seems okay. I think I'm gonna get basic forest here off of Misty Rainforest and cast the Abundant Growth on it. Second basic forest drawn. Okay. Shuko. All right, I think I probably like I could get basic prismatic vista here, get basic planes, and then prismatic ending the Shuko. I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, maybe the ending is better used, like saved on something for something else, but then again, like if they just have um if they just have illusionist backed by a counterspell, then just sitting on the plow is I'm gonna lose the game. So wait, I did bring in the harbingers, right? Yeah, yeah, okay. I think I pass here, or rather, I take my turn and I don't end of turn brainstorm. I think I will brainstorm now. I have maybe one too many lands here. I'm not sure. Teferi is not bad. Let's get rid of the second basic forest and second basic island. And then we can cycle Lorne Revealed. And then next turn we can have Teferi, maybe, if we're lucky. Okay. Another Ponder. No shuffle. Okay, basic planes and nomads. Right on. And let's island cycle here. We can get, I don't know, what do we get? Tundra maybe? Or Underground Sea? Yeah, maybe Underground Sea. That's dumb. We would rather, I don't know, because of the abundant growth, I guess it doesn't matter that much. Alright, let's try and resolve this Teferi. Okay, so Teferi is in. I think I don't mind bouncing this. It'll cost them some mana next turn, and then we can plow whatever and force whatever. Okay, hedge maze it is. Bin a plow. Okay, here come the Normads. The nomads. I think I do plow that. Yeah, that's gone. Let's plus this, and we will take Yorion and put it into our hand. Play Flooded Strand. Another Nomads. Okay. We can Prismatic Ending that at instant speed. There's the Nadu. I think I just forced that. I could Prismatic Ending it and then, like the Nomads, and then just let Nadu resolve, but I think I would rather just keep it out of play if I could. I am still gonna pending this. And I'm gonna fetch, I don't know, Hedge Maze? No, probably Undercity Sewers. So we have the basic forest in play, and put Blue Delta into the graveyard. Another Prismatic Ending. So hang on. I'm gonna plus this, and then I'm plussing Teferi, and then I'm gonna cast Yorion here, and I'm gonna reattach the abundant growth to this untapped forest here. Oh, I should have clicked my Teferi. I missed that. Yeah, for sure. Could have added Teferi with an extra counter on it, and it's kind of free with them being tapped out. Oh well. Thassa's Oracle, huh? So if they go Nadu Nomads, I'm fucked. Alright, they Plowshares here. I mean, I could Prismatic Ending the Nomads, but they would get like 4 activations. There's Bowmasters. Okay, I'm going to cast the Thoracle here. And get a Super Scry. Or Super Surveil. So what just happened? My computer lagged while I plus the Teferi, thought that had gone through and then tapped my Undersea Sewers. Okay, at least it untapped again. And playing out the Thoracle, I mean, if they plow it, then we no longer have a Doomsday win, but we can always bounce it at a later point. Hey, would you look at that? There is Doomsday. Alright, I'll put that on top. Alright, so they are passing. I wonder if I'm supposed to play out this Bowmasters here. I don't think so. I think having it as rule is more important. Oh no, they plow this. Okay. I guess the Doomsday I'm drawing now is dead. Let's bounce this abundant growth. We draw a plow. Let's abundant growth. We draw another abundant growth. So we can put that on the snow-covered plains. Okay. There's Harbinger of the Seas. So that at least that removes green mana from the equation. So I am actually gonna play that. That means I can't Bowmasters this turn, but I can still like plow or Prismatic Ending. That also stops like Urza Saga from being a draw they can use. There's the Nomads. Okay. And I am gonna probably Prismatic Ending this. No, I'm gonna Bowmasters it on my turn. Or on their turn, who knows. Ooh, the One Ring. Alright, let's attack here, see what happens. Okay, I am gonna play Ring. And this leaves me with plow plus pending, so I can kill two nomads. So even if they had second nomads and then illusionist, I would Barrowgoyf is good. Wait, I did plus this, right? The Teferi. I hope I did. I'm kind of losing track. Yeah, I did put a loyalty counter on it. There's a windswept island, and I will just prismatic ending this as it attacks Teferi. I think. Save the loyalty. So if they can resolve a Teferi, that would actually be kind of frustrating. But I guess Bowmasters is good there. We have to be mindful of the amount of black mana we have available right now, which is two. There's a hedge island. Okay, plus the Teferi. I'm gonna attack with the friend here, the Harbinger, and then I'm gonna deploy Barrowgoyf, and we'll see. Take it from there. Again, like I could have had two removal spells ready with the plow plus the bowmasters, but now I only have one because I'm choked a little bit on mana. This will speed up the clock. Something else. It's 4 or 5 bowmasters. I take 2 damage from the ring. It's plus Teferi, and I'm gonna attack. And I'm just gonna pass the turn here. I'm not gonna draw with the ring. I will flip with Barrowgoyf. I hit a Fairy Macabre. That puts an artifact in the graveyard. So Barrowgoyf is 6/7 now. Looks like they're passing, in which case I will just attack and then deploy Bowmasters for the ping. And we draw Force of Will. So that's nice. Little saving sort of comfort blanket here. So they're 1. And I will cast Bowmasters. But yeah, like again, I think I might just be in trouble with the clock here. I don't know that I can win in 11 minutes and 38 seconds, as ridiculous as that sounds. Alright, do I change anything here? I am a little bit interested in the endurances, but probably not. Yeah, let's just try this. I think the harbingers are good enough that, I mean, even now they know they're known quantities. They're gonna probably fetch the basics if they're at all able to do this, so, but that's still fine. Yeah, I'll keep this. Basic Island Ponder. No shuffle? Okay. Flooded Strand can get basic, or I guess it doesn't need to get basic island. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. I'm just gonna get Tundra, I guess. No, maybe that was wrong because the one of the prismatic vistas are probably gonna get basic planes. Ooh, that was really nice, actually. Force of Will and the extra plow. Okay. And I am just gonna pass and yield on their turn. There's nothing that I would want to force here at 2 mana, I don't think. Because they can't, like, execute any combo with 2 mana and nothing in play. And I think, so there's a tropical island on top. And I think, honestly, I need this Prismatic Vista to get forest. I need this other one to get basic plains. And that means I need to draw the tropical island too. And that means I won't be playing Harbinger for a little while longer. I think I'm mostly concerned about them casting Teferi right now. When there's the basic plane, so they can. Nadu. Okay, I'm gonna let that happen, and I'm gonna give them the card exchange here on the plow. And now I don't even know if the Harbinger is that relevant. It just gets plowed. They find camera souls. Wow, sick. Force. I think I force back and pitch the Ponder. I know I have the second plow, but yeah, I don't know. This is kind of tough. Okay, and I'm gonna pass here. I can't afford to just get comboed next turn. The plow is sort of like playing one of the 3 drops means I'm putting down my guard for plow. Okay, they're passing. So I'm drawing a fresh card here, and I think I will play the Teferi. I'm going to get basic plains and basic forest. And then I'm going to leave up tundra. Okay, they're paying costs here, so something's happening. Ooh, that was a nice play because now I'm going to pay for this. Maybe that's dumb because what I'm worried about is them having just the combo next turn. Um, I'm just gonna bounce nothing and take a draw here. Okay, prismatic ending. Well, that'll be nice. If I'm not dead, then that'll be nice. But they will get just the keys to the city here. They get to do whatever they want. They did make a play last turn when they had 4 mana. Oh, and they're just letting me off here. Wow. And I draw the Fairy Macabre as well. That's really nice. I think I'm gonna deploy this and leave open plow. So the cavern is no longer on, and they no longer have green mana. If this resolves, they could have a plow here, and then it kind of doesn't matter. I wonder if they have like step through. Is that the name of the card? The one that gets a wizard. Yeah. Okay. So there's a plow. Party's back on. They attack Teferi. I think I'm gonna let this attack happen and save my plow in case they have like another way to interact here. Saga. Okay. That will eventually get a Shuko. Plus some friends, probably. Bowmasters. Okay. I guess I really want this the One Ring, but I'm afraid to play it, and I can't tap. I can't cast Bowmasters right now. No black mana. Okay, I'm just gonna exile this with prismatic ending. Okay, I have the turn. Can I draw something? Okay, I'll take a brainstorm. Other Teferi. I don't think I need that. I will take the land. That's pretty nice. I can get black mana. Okay. Okay, so let's pass here. They make a friend here. I think I'm just going to kill that right now before they can make it into something larger than a 1-1. I'm going to get Underground Sea, cast my Bowmasters. I still feel somewhat covered with my Plow and the Fairy Macabre, and being able to like have them not do like interact on the stack. I hope they don't have Pithing Needle. Okay, so they're making a friend. There's a Shuko. And here comes a wizard. Interesting. Oh, it's Thassa. Okay. That's cool. Okay. They chose not to use it, I think, the ability. Okay. Thassa gets equipped. It is a 2/3. I don't think I plow anything here. I can play my ring and still plow next turn. Abundant growth. Okay. Yeah, let's plus Teferi. Ring is in. I'll draw a card. Wouldn't mind hitting a land here. Yes, please. Okay, so this can get like Bayou, and then I'll put Abundant Growth on the snow-covered plains. Alright, we'll pass. I think I probably have to, maybe I might have to chump both of these, or just accept that Teferi's going to lose some counters. Because I don't want to use Plow, because if I Plow, I then lose to them having, like sitting on a, oh, is this Teferi of their own? It is. Okay. Well, in that case, I will Plow the Oracle. Then they'll probably bounce my Bowmasters, or maybe they'll just not do any not minus him, but instead plus him. I'm gonna chump with the Orc army here. All right, they attack Teferi. I put the Orc army in front. And they're just plussing their Teferi. Makes sense. I have a ring here. I'm gonna draw with it, and okay, I draw Force of Will, which is completely useless here. So I'm gonna. Oh, that was in my upkeep. Another Teferi. Okay, that's kind of cool. So I'm gonna bounce their construct here, and then I'm gonna attack their Teferi, and then I can choose to like play another Teferi. Yeah, let's do that. I'll keep the new one, and maybe I will like bounce my own Bowmasters here. And so right now my only defense is this Fairy Macabre. So we'll see. And I am just going to yield here, seeing as they have a Teferi. And if they start comboing off, I will just like unyield so that I have my. Ooh, they start casting cantrips. That's really interesting. No shuffle. Bowmaster pings Teferi. Another Ponder. Okay. Yeah, they're just digging for the Illusionist, I think. They shuffle. Okay. Teferi on one counter. Plus Teferi. And land drop. Okay. There we go. My turn. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Get some damage off the ring. Gonna draw some cards. Another Bowmasters. Okay. So let's plus our Teferi. And let's attack their Teferi. I guess with both my creatures. If they have a removal spell for the army, I can still like finish Teferi off with this ping off of the second Bowmasters. Okay, and I'm gonna just move to discard here and discard my Savannah. Okay, now Force of Will is live. Bowmasters is good. Costs are being paid. Brainstorm, wow, okay. And I will definitely protect my army with Force of Will here from Plow, because I think that's the only way I'm going to finish this game in time. Another Cavern of Souls. Well, I already have one of those. Soldier, sure. There's the Nomads. So that's not really the thing that kills. If they have the Illusionist now, then I have to finish off the Nomads immediately with Bowmasters. That is what appears to be happening. Okay, I think I'm going to start off with a Brainstorm though. Prismatic Ending. Okay, that's good. Let's get rid of the Oracle. Okay, so we'll cast Bowmasters. Kill the Nomads. And will that Illusionist resolve? They'll equip the Shuka once, and then we'll Prismatic Ending it. Kind of hope they don't hit Narcomoeba here, because that would be kind of annoying. Alright, so that's dealt with. I have 9 power on the board. I am also taking damage from my ring, but the 9 power is going to sort of outstrip that. Let's attack. And I'm going to draw with ring and hope to hit like another creature, like a Barrowgoyf or something. Or even, I guess, Doomsday. Some way to finish the game quickly. I'll take Harbinger. So now we have lethal. And I am just going to pass. And move to discard. Alright, let's see. I think I have to force just about everything here. I don't want to have to plow something of theirs. They're passing. I take 4, I go to 6. And I have lethal on the board here. Are we actually going to get to win? Another Bowmasters, that's also promising. Attack you for 11. Holy moly, we got there in the end. Wow. That was so stressful, so incredibly stressful. As I'm talking here, my computer, as you can see, is like freezing up right now. because the league is over. So that's how long it took. I would actually really be curious to hear if anyone else is experiencing anything like this. I am guessing it is just a software problem, or rather a hardware problem on my side. On my side, I don't know. My computer is sort of croaking out on me. But yeah, 4-1 record. Where I mean, if I had been able to play at a reasonable pace in that game against Eldrazi that we lost, I'm not saying I would have won because who knows, but I certainly would have won that game too. I think, and then it's anyone's guess for game three. So I'm so torn because this deck is super cool. I really enjoy playing it. Like there was a lot to unpack, but I also just get so incredibly stressed out playing it. All right, so yeah, I think I would like to add a fourth Barrowgoyf. I think Barrowgoyf is just incredibly good. I think the Doomsday thing never really came up. It could have would have been relevant in one of the matches. I can't remember. I cast Doomsday, or I could have cast Doomsday, but then they like plowed the Oracle that was in play. That was in the round five here. And then there was one match where I multi five and cast Doomsday and almost won, but they had the Ghost Quarter. I do like theoretically, I like the idea of having an eject button, but the fact that it's taking up three slots, like the two Doomsdays and the Thassa's Oracle, does give me cause for concern, and I'm not sure if it just wouldn't be better to like remove those three cards, add a fourth Barrowgoyf, add um, two more sort of flex slot pieces. We could also add red, but then it's a completely different deck, and then we get like the what was it called? The Rohirrim thing. Um, Fourth Aerolingus is the card I'm thinking about, which is just like I think a better eject button in a lot of cases, but then like I do think Teferi plus Doomsday plus Ring is really interesting as a late game finisher. But yeah, I don't know. This was like a lot of fun. In spite of all my complaining, I do apologize for that. But I don't know that I can like reasonably play this sort of deck with my current setup because it just frustrates the living hell out of me losing to my like to the game being impossible for me to play at a reasonable pace because like the client sort of freezes up every like all the time, and once I get to a point where I have like five or six lands and two or three permanents, it just seems like it's too much for my poor old computer to really handle. And I do think it's gotten worse in like since there was an update a couple of like a week ago or something, but that could also just completely be all in my head. My computer is not that old; it's like 3 years old, so maybe I don't know. It just feels crazy that Magic Online requires so much bandwidth. But anyways, yeah, look, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Thanks to everyone. I hope you are safe out there, and I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.